These ancient people made pottery but flat out refused to farm.
Archaeologists call them the sub-Neolithic, the in-between people of Northern Europe.
They took just one gift from the farming world, the clay pot.
But farming? Never. They stuck with hunting, fishing, and gathering wild food.
For thousands of years they lived this way, half old world, half new.
Proof that ancient people picked and chose exactly which parts of progress they wanted.
He sold the same painting to 3 different buyers and nearly got away with it.
His name was Inigo Philbrick, a charming young art dealer the industry couldn't stop praising.
But he was quietly selling more shares of each artwork than actually existed.
He even forged documents and invented a fake art collector to keep the scheme alive.
When it all collapsed, the $86 million fraud was the biggest in American art history.
A burned insider called him a mini Madoff, and a court sentenced him to 7 years.
He was the Republican nominee, and he finished third behind the Socialist. In 1933, Arizona held its very first special election for its single seat in Congress.
Democrat Isabella Greenway swept it in a landslide with about 73% of the vote.
That made her the first woman ever sent from Arizona to the United States Congress.
Her Republican rival, H.B. Wilkinson, he scraped just 3,000 votes.
So few that the Socialist candidate outpolled him, the worst kind of political footnote.
One tunnel drowned a quiet railway station in crowds overnight.
For decades, New Zealand's west coast was walled off by the Southern Alps.
So engineers spent years drilling an 8.5-kilometer hole straight through the rock.
When it opened in 1923, it was the longest tunnel in the entire British Empire.
Suddenly, trains poured into Little Greymouth, and passengers swarmed the platform.
The rush was so big, they had to build a footbridge just to move the crowds.
An Olympic diver tried to swim across the Strait of Gibraltar with no wetsuit. Her name was Millie Hudson, and in 1928 she dove into open water to conquer the strait.
After 8.5 brutal hours, the churning waves finally forced her to quit.
But diving was her real stage. She'd competed at the 1924 Olympic Games.
And her London Swim Club had another legend, Belle White, Britain's first ever Olympic diving medalist.
2 pioneers, 1 tiny club, quietly rewriting what women could do in the water. Burned yourself in ancient Rome? The surgeon reached for bran and ash.
Around 30 A.D., the Roman writer Celsus wrote it all down.
His burn recipe, honey stirred together with common cereal bran.
The Roman kit went further: cork, wine, myrrh, even wood ash.
And here's the twist. Honey really fights infection, so it partly worked.
So the goblin's oldest first aid kit was basically pantry leftovers.
His whole village spoke Croatian inside Austria.
For 5 centuries, a Croatian minority has lived in eastern Austria's Burgenland. One of them, born in 1939, trained as a stonemason at just 15.
Then the churches came calling for his carvings.
He carved Christ's stations of the cross into stone, wood, and bronze across a whole region.
A boy from a tiny Croatian village left his mark in churches for generations to come.